What's happening, everybody? We're gonna get right into it. Hope everybody's doing well. Another day over here in the States. This is Veterans Day. It's a holiday. Salute to all the veterans and the armed forces. I want to thank you for your service and the great deeds that you've done. I want to thank the veterans that, continuously provide good work. Those who have since passed and those who are alive and well, and even those to come. Shout out to y'all. Shout out. I also want to give thanks to people out here in the world who just want to put their best foot forward, right? Just shout out to you if you have a good heart, a good mind, and you balance the both of them and you operate in kind. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Jason Hex Win in the chat. Good to see you. Shout out to all the viewers, all my supporters, specifically the good people that have been rocking with me for a very long time. I know things can be a little crazy when I speak, but it comes from a good place. Young Provo in the building. What's going on, Provo? Brovo, what's happening, man? Salute to, I should be more anonymous. I don't have the answer to that question. Is this gonna pump or what? I don't know. I don't know. It depends on how the founder feels. I mean, it, that's the what they used to call what was the saying? The $64,000 question. I don't know where they come up with the number $64,000 question or the $1 million question or whatever. That's the question that everyone will have in their minds now and for the foreseeable future. We don't know if it's gonna pump hard or not. We don't know. I would guess that at this point, maybe it would have been, we would have thought in the past that this thing would have pumped a little bit higher than where it is now. Like this is crazy, bro. Oh, that's good news, Provo. Great to hear that, man. Great to hear. Great to hear. Much success. You know what I'm saying? There are things that have happened in this thing, man. Like imagine, man, like look at the chart. That's all I would say. Look at the chart. If you into crypto, you into DeFi, look at the chart of this one particular blockchain that supposed to be the fork of Ethereum that the world was told was going to bring the world's largest airdrop. All this marketing mania I'm talking about market. If there's one thing that the community the best community every has done, if there is one thing that the best community every has ever done, right, is what? Is market. I would say that's probably number one. The best community every has the best thing that this community has ever done was market. He said it. Oh, listen. This is the best community every, but for all intents and purposes, the price ain't it. This isn't it. It's not. This isn't it. Hasn't been it since it launched. This isn't it. Pulse chain went up what? 2.5x from sack price. And ever since then, it's been down. It's been down. You could say extend your view, right? Like just think long term. Think long term. Was that the philosophy you practiced when you invested in Hex? You right? You could easily say, yeah, it's a save face. You could say, yeah, you're thinking long term because it's about delayed gratification. Sure. Long term. Did it, No, long term. Stake your coin. Initially, it was only 10 years. And this was supported by the founder. The founder would tell people, listen, I think you should stake 10 years. Even though you had the capability to go out 15 years, which was questionable. For you to say stake 10 years instead of 15, questionable. Why even have 15 as an option? Questionable, but so the past. But what happened was, while people hearing, oh no, delayed gratification, this ERC20 was launched on Ethereum with the soft promise, soft expectation to believe that it had the capacity to reach 10,000x in 2.5 years, just like Ethereum did. Okay. You use Ethereum as a benchmark. You use Ethereum as the example. This is what he did. He used Ethereum as the example to say, hey, I created something right here, but he didn't. He paid people, or if he paid, he had developers, because he doesn't dev. You could tell he doesn't dev. He says he doesn't dev. He's not a developer. Launched an ERC20 that could potentially do what Ethereum did in 2.5 years by reach 10,000x. 2.5 years compared to 15 years. Oh, right. You take a chance, you take a risk, you take a gamble, and guess what? With all the weird operations and things, AA lobby, recycling ETH, and all this, where's the ETH, all this stuff, OA, all that manipulation left and right, obfuscation of the nanostation and crypto molestation. The coin went up 10,000 from January 5th, 2020, right? 22 months later from that date, at its low, oh, it reached its 10,000x goal, milestone, September 21. Yay! And it did it in less than 2.5 years. How about that? But for now, you're looking at this chart called Pulse Chain. You're looking at the chart and how it's performed in its first 2.5 years. An entire blockchain. Look at the price performance of the blockchain in the first 2.5 years. Crispy Bacon, I see you in the building. Crispy Bacon in the building. Crispy Bacon in the building. He says the founder's insatiable greed destroyed Pulse Chain. Talk about it. Talk about it. But people are afraid to talk about it. This is why this right here is a safe space. If y'all didn't notice, safe space. Speak your mind. Speak your mind as long as you're talking truth and you're respectful. Because I'm not dealing with like disrespect. Even though, I have no hair on my tongue when I'm speaking about the founder and my displeasure with how he's operated. I make no apologies for everything I've said up to this point. But that's me. I'm not expecting people to watch me, to leave comments, and to even carry the same message that I have. But don't be afraid to speak your truth, to really express how you feel about the situation. Because it's not just me who feels the way I feel. Some of you feel even more and can bring more light to a situation that people are in the dark about regarding him and his operations and contradictions and mistakes. Look at the Pulse Chain chart and tell me that's a win. Tell me that's a win. Tell me you're winning. 2.5 years, Ethereum blockchain went up 10,000x, right? In price, right? 2.5 years. The fork of Ethereum that's supposed to have faster throughput, quicker fees, cheaper fees. Largest airdrop, PRC20. Hey, Ethereum bros. You can get free copies. All of that programming we were inundated with for the last 4 years about a chain that's supposed to be sort of like a friendly fork, not a contentious fork of Ethereum, but a friendly. It's supposed to have been helping Ethereum. A chain that's supposed to be vastly superior than Ethereum, right? Anytime the Ethereum blockchain network would upgrade, well, Pulse Chain could upgrade too. Same upgrades, right? Cheaper, faster, right? The founder presented himself to be a better founder. Better. I'm better. Right. 2.5 years later, what do we have? Your ERC20, your Hex token did better in 22 months than your blockchain did in 2.5 years. Price, because it's about money. Now the narrative is leaning towards technology because these people have nothing else. And when I say these people, I'm talking about him and his supporters have nothing else to hold on to because it's just been doom and gloom. Doom and gloom. So you want to invigorate resuscitate, revive, boost up the sentiment and morale. Do something so that the dopamine can hit all the minds of the people that have been waiting on this chain to perform properly. I'm not talking about operating right. I'm talking about price, pump. The shit launched May officially May 12th, 2023. Some people say 10 days before. 10 days. It launched 2 days. May 10th on the low. Stealth launch. But officially, as far as public, May 12th. Tomorrow will be 2.5 to the day. 2.5 years. And what did Ethereum do in the first 2.5 years, you said, sir? Again, your ERC20 went 10,000x versus your entire blockchain. You didn't know what you were doing. He didn't know what he was doing, man. Buffalo Heart, I see you in the building. Peace, blessings, long life, and health, stability to everybody rocking with me, to all the viewers, supporters. Good vibes to all of y'all. It's all from a good place when I'm speaking. But when I'm identifying the things that I don't like about that dude, it's also from a good place, and I don't care how it comes out. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to get paid so I could sell my soul for $1. It's just not me. You know, I don't need to rip people off by lying to people because I sold my soul and I'll do it for a paycheck just to talk lies, trick people, inadvertently hurt people because I want to get paid at all costs, like many people have done and will continue to do on Pulse Chain. And that's not necessarily your founder's fault. That's a byproduct of what you get from the founder and his mistakes. But people are afraid to call him out on the mistakes he's made. That's a problem. That's a problem. Because when you're afraid to call him out, because he loves the attention, even if it's negative, any attention is good attention. What other example has he shown you different than how much attention he loves and he craves on the internet? More than like actual life, it seems like. That's why I say a lot of times, like, this person is not living a happy life. Look at these other blockchain founders. Do you see them operating like dude? Do you see them operating like some RH? Right? Heckling your community. Talking about this is the best community ever. Being super sarcastic. You know, you want to just disrespect your community and get your thrills off of that because you trolling. That's what y'all do. That's what this guy does. When he's begging Vitalik for relevance, begging CZ for recognition, do you think those founders operate the same like him? Now, I'm not saying they need to. I'm not saying he needs to operate like them. But there's a difference between those founders and him. And again, I'm not saying, listen, go look elsewhere, go invest this and that and this. But you had a man who spent 4 months in jail, paid $4 billion. Paid $4 billion when he came out. He chilling. Yeah, they say he's connected to some kind of, situations that I don't need to even talk about of why he has all this crazy clout. Because money protects money. We get that. But you don't think RH fiends for that level of notoriety? You don't think he craves that level of attention and recognition? Of course he does. And why you think his peers, no one cares about anything he got going on to this day? The only people who care are people in the echo chamber within his own enclave that's been built up since 2000, end of 2019 till now. Only the people in the community care about whatever he talk about with whatever technology. What happened to the wallet sacrifice? Not that I'd be excited about it, but no, there's no talk about that. Now it's about some prove X tech. Like, yo, listen, man, prove this money. Prove the money. When money, when pump, when prove the money. Prove that, people are like, yo, this dude need to prove that he's alive. Folks are like, they're waiting for him to show proof that he's even alive, because none of what he's doing is making sense right now. This isn't it. This isn't it. Like, I looked at the people who launched sacrifices after he did, right? The people from Liquid Loans all the way down to whoever, right? Who launched the sacrifice after he did. All I saw in my mind at the time, 4 years ago, was how they tried to just jump on the bandwagon because they saw all the hundreds of millions of dollars that was being thrown to post-chain sacrifice. They were like, yo, we need a piece of this action. And they devised a clever way to obtain a piece of that action, starting with Liquid Loans. And got their millions up front. Them sacrifice projects got their millions up front. They got their 10,000 X's up front. Years ago. The founder got 1.6 billion years ago. Some people, they see an opportunity and they jump on it. They don't care if they end up looking like to be the scammer of scammers. They just saw an opportunity. They saw a quick lane to take advantage of something and make money off of it, and they just take it. It's not about ethics. It's not about right or wrong. It's not about anything moral, upstanding, nothing. No. It's about opportunity at all costs. And they'll worry about everything later. That's what happened. That's what you see. That's what you see till now. Like, more sacrifices have grifted than those that haven't. Because you have a couple sacrifices that, that took place that, you see like it's still. The only one that I could think of off rip right now is the Internet Money Wallet, the KG guy, like, who's continuously been upgrading, right? Becoming a mainstay in the post-chain system, trying to, build connections with other communities, this and that, and upgrading the wallet over time, right? Nothing else comes to mind. If there are a few others, shout out to them. But the majority, you're getting rich off Liquid Loans, just like you're getting rich off Pulse Chain, right? And Pulse X. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. What do you just and you know what? Let's just go back. Let's go back again. This guy launched an Ethereum derivative coin called Hex on Ethereum. Informing the world that this thing had the potential of doing 10,000x, like Ethereum blockchain network did in a 2.5-year period. The blockchain went up that value, 2.5. You fork the blockchain, and in your 2.5 years, it's meager results. And you're going to tell me something to be excited about? What's there to be excited? Yo, take this L, take this loss. Understand you're not winning, you're losing right now. But a person like him who's so dense, who didn't get something that he should have gotten in his younger years, right? Who pretends like now that you use whatever as a defense mechanism to reject truth. You want to deflect. You want to insult. You want to demean. You want to block people who asking you the real, right? And you want to present excuses and now a sacrifice because you don't want to directly tell the people you fucked up. In more ways than one. But you want to be praised, celebrated, adored as some type of crypto savior. How does that work? How does that work? Doc Lover in the building, I see you. Z Grateful, you just a fan, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't help but to hear my voice spit the raw, indelible, irrefutable gems of truth. You know what I'm saying, Z Grateful? You're weird. You're weird. You say this is about complaining. If you don't like it, kick rocks. Because I guess you appreciate glazing. You know? That's what you do. You tug on scrotum. Scrotum of his furries. So you can delve into his pool of lies and deception. That's what you appreciate. Look, why are you even here? Some Z Grateful. What, you know, these people, this is what I mean. This is the energy. This is what I mean by like folks who they'll tell you, why are you crying? Appreciate the viewership. Whether you like, dislike, whatever. This is engagement. This helps me though. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't help you. You look crazy just even being here. Because you could say, I'm crying. Why are you crying? There's no crying in the casino. I'm crying in the casino. Can't acknowledge. Refuses to acknowledge the salient points that I've been identifying since 2024. This is what people do. This is what folks who are incapable, right? I don't, argue with miscreants. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's people who are incapable and refuse to, right? Like, really have some type of a debate, raise a point that's worth discussing and parsing through. No, you say, why else still complaining? Yeah, whatever. Whatever. You know, and you still watch it, so I appreciate the viewership. You know what I'm saying? That helps me. It helps me, and it helps me bring light even more to future viewers who come and watch this, because your message is going to remain there. And while you get cooked, the people are going to understand why you get cooked, because you might as well be RH. Everyone who want to come through and talk about, yo, you still complaining, you crying, you cry fagging, and all that weird talk, won't give RH that same type of criticism Smoke, when he cries fags and complains on X to people like CZ, while he says he keeps building and building and building, and none of his peers recognize his efforts. See, Z, did you go jump on your master glazer? Huh? Did you go glaze his account and tell him, hey, why are you crying, sir? Or did you just like bend over and just ask for more? Like, come on, bro. Like, you know, these people weird, man. These people you know. You're the type we think that now's the best time to launch a sacrifice, right? That's the type of person dude is. You're the type to believe now's the best time to launch a sacrifice. Has no problems identifying or accepting the hypocrisy, the flip-flopping, the contradictions, the absolute clear mistakes that have been made. And you watch the chain and you watch the chart down and to the right. Compare, you can't even have an answer to the question again. Yo, do you think this is a win? 2.5 years, the first 2.5 years of Ethereum versus the first 2.5 years of Pulse Chain. Go look and do some research and look at the first 2.5 years of most blockchains or the top blockchains in the world. How did they perform compared to Pulse Chain? Then we could have somewhat of a, fair, maybe fair discussion. Maybe fair for it's 100%. I understand what I'm talking about. But the other side that want to go against, be contrarian for the sake of whatever, you're going to be struggling to make a mistake and say, oh no. I just gave you one example. Ethereum, first 2.5, 10,000x. First 2.5 for Pulse Chain, negative. What, 80%? What are we talking about, bro? From somebody, a big mouth, an obnoxious human being, right, who received $1,600,000,000 worth of crypto documented on the chain, told everybody, bring your heroes here to die and for your people to thrive. Like he was some type of shepherd herding sheep. And this is what he produces. This is what he comes out with. This is what your blockchain hero has as a reference of his work so far. You know what I'm saying? Like, Z, I appreciate your like Z, you trying to troll, and it's not really like it's weird. It's not working because if you heard, like you said, even in my previous stream, I've always talked about this. So go back and listen again and give me some viewership, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I've said it already. When people tell you to sell, right? Well, when people tell, why don't you sell? Why are you doing this to yourself? Why don't you sell and get it over with? And what have I said? Like literally, like really, really, really. What am I selling? What am I selling? No. It's not about selling. It's about, I'm going to watch what happens in the next 15 years because your founder let everybody believe the best way to use Hex was to lock it up for 15 years. right? Your founder just posted, oh, there's something that he's been thinking about for a very long time that he heard in another chat, in some chat, right? If you never sell, you never lose. Some foolishness like that. So, and that's from your founder. No matter what, how bad things get, if you don't sell, you're not going to lose. That he's been thinking about that for the longest. What does that imply? He's losing. Look at the chart. The chart shows you what it is. So he has now another 15 more years to go in life. And should I be blessed to see those years? It's just that time period. And each year, each day that goes by, somebody puts something out 15 and another 55, 55, or whatever in the world someone wants to decide to stake out that long. He's going to have to prove himself for that length of period of time. This is what I mean by he bit off more than he can chew. Because that's just one ERC20. Now you have an entire blockchain. You have an entire layer 1 that's supposed to accompany, that's supposed to have been working to help your ERC20, now PRC20, thrive, because he complained about the S-load function was violating all the end stakers on Hex, on Ethereum. So you made a home for your coin, right? That people are going to stake 15 years. Each day that go by, somebody might just put something out. Maybe if it's not each day, it's every other day or every week for the next 15. And that's going to be the length of time that is going to work against him, where he's going to have to prove his salt. So what you talking about? Well, these people, bro. And people are going to watch. This is why he crippled himself. He handicapped himself, right? He cut himself off from the knees. Like, damn, sir. In high school, you was the man, homie. Up into you. Like, he did a bad thing. Like, I'm telling you, you couldn't perform. You couldn't pump your chain in 2.5. 2.5. You couldn't do it because everybody, every which way you go, you were trying to go on the chain. People were watching. People watching. They on to him. You understand when I say they on to him. They on to any movement that's been made with the SAC funds. People watching and reporting it on the internet. Any and every movement that have been made connected to those SAC funds, even the OA addresses from the beginning. Folks are, oh, look at the daughter, the daughter's orphan cousin, adoption, daughter, relative, sister, aunt wallet address. The married stepchild, stepdaughter, stepson address that nobody wanted, the bastardized account. Yeah, they're moving funds. Been watching him the whole time, watching the account movements, forensic analysis, paralysis, like it's nobody's business. He did that to himself, and he got to deal with that. All the way up to last week, sloshing all this money from the SAC funds into Tornado Cash. Days before, not even a full 5 days, like 2 days before he makes this announcement about a ProveX, Mr. Provable fail coin. Like, it's just like at this point, dude, predictable. Like, he does it to himself. So you using this money that you said people should have no expectations of to do something because you witnessing how the world doesn't care about your blockchain operations. The world doesn't care about anything that's going on with him like that, man. Only people who really pay attention are the folks that spent their money on this shit. The entire world could care less about some RH. Nobody cares. But you talking about selling and doing all this? Nah, man, did you not understand? You haven't heard a thing I said, huh? You know how much work I put in doing content for this community? You know how much videos I made just talk about this community for years? Not to mention people I've onboarded. What? Sell? No, we're gonna see this out. At least I am. I can't speak for what others are gonna do, but I'm gonna see this through the whole thing. But as long as I have breath in my lungs, air in my lungs, you know what I'm saying? I can open my eye. I'm gonna see this through. Period. It's deeper than about a complaining. You mistaken complaining for passion, right? What's annoying y'all who think like some Z, what annoys them, right, is what the truth does. Truth makes you uncomfortable. It just does. A person who talks about sacrificing for freedom of speech is that it'll be him, RH himself, talking to you about sacrifice for this pulse chain thing for freedom of speech. Blockchain is speech. Everything speech, 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 speech. He'd be the first one to talk about, oh, I need a, who I'm gonna block, who I'm gonna mute, I'm gonna block like a baby, like a child. You bringing the smoke to me? Y'all bringing smoke to me because you afraid I'm more accessible than this weirdo of a founder who y'all gave $1.6 billion to. You're gonna attack me versus him because you're afraid. You don't have enough cojones. You don't have enough nuts, balls, and courage. Or maybe it's not even that important to you. The fact that you people are moving like sheep, like mindless sheep. You don't care about your money. That's why he couldn't issue another sacrifice, because you're going to send him your money anyway. You don't care about yourself. You don't value yourself enough to even question things or question him. That's a weakness. That's not being, even upstanding. That's not exhibiting self-worth, great image. Your self-esteem is trash. If you're afraid to ask this person, speak your mind. Like you're afraid to speak your mind. But you're bringing me the smoke. But when he presents to you the same behaviors, if not more, we got you. We got you, RH. We got your back. Oh, we're here with you. We're going down with the ship. Yay. Like, what are these people weird, bro? Like, we've been hearing Buffalo Heart is real. Like, we've been hearing this whole thing. It would only take a certain amount of money to pump the whole chain. Only take this, only take that. This little bit of money, let me say little bit in quotes, because a number like 25 million to many of us is life-changing, period, right? But I'm telling you, for the sake of this discussion right here, we hear all the time, oh, liquidity, bring it all the way down, because all it takes is just a certain amount, and you pump everything, 25 mil, this mil, that mil. This dude is begging people, pretending like he's not begging, to give him more money for some technology that people just could care less about. The majority of people could care less about some technology. Show people the money. Show people the money from the sacrifices they've already invested in. You can't even do that. You can't even take that loss. You can't even look at yourself by telling the people, being honest and forthcoming. He's so impaired. He's so disconnected from himself. He got his own internal problems that spill over on the internet that show you, like, yo, this is a fractured person, man. Completely imperfect. Just like all of us. We're all imperfect. But when you have a responsibility, you put yourself out there to open your mouth and talk about you, the giving tree. You put yourself out there, talk about, yo, you bring your heroes here to die and your people to thrive, like you a savior. He put himself out there to open his mouth where people threw $1.6 billion his way. No, there comes a certain level of responsibility that comes with that. You're not getting off scot-free. It's not how that works. You're not getting off scot-free like that, because if the people can't get you, life will get you. Divine justice, karma, cause and effect. Whatever you do, right, comes right back to you. Whatever you put out there, right, for every action is an equal and opposite reaction. All these things are relative. No one is absolved of that. No one. You know? And so let's be fair, be real as you can be, truthful with yourselves. Like, something happened to him. I remember Identity Block always brought this. He always talked about this. He would say something like, he doesn't know, but he remembers like some changed when your founder was last in the United States. And he last, according to what, the world knows, was in the US the summer of 22. And it's true. Ever since the summer of 22, he ghosted. He just stopped streaming with people, stopped going on spaces, right? Stop streaming with the likes of Hexologists and the Hexologist two friends, or there was one stream, I remember, the summer 22, where it was him talking. It was live, him with Hexologist, Crypto Coffee, and Hexologist close friend, Hexpensive something, Hex something. It was three of them, and RH. Four of them on you. I have not seen him do that ever since. A couple times he did a couple streams too with just him, right? And his two bags in the background, the Louis V and the Gucci Fufu Fifi bags, the light up bags. He did a stream where it was just him, and it seemed like he had the two bags in the background. It was dark. That year, that was 22. I was after the Pulse Chain conference in 22, when Jack Levin was introduced by RH to the community, where RH glazed Jack and was telling Jack, why doesn't Jack brag? Jack needs to brag about his accolades and accomplishments. And that introduced that disaster, right? This is that time period. That conference took place like July of 22. Then he was driving through Florida. He met up with, Dollar Cost Crypto, Funding Jim. They went and did the splitting where he got jumped on a pole and split on a stripper pole, right, with Fresh and Fit. Then you saw him partying in a club with Bang Bang Makes Sense, Mr. Dream, Kareem Dream, in the club and all that. That was the summer 22. That whole time, where he came and installed the toilet bowl, the French bowl that washes your coochie when you done doing what you do. That bowl, when he came and installed it for Mama Love. Yeah, that was that time. And ever since then, crickets. Crickets. No live, no spaces, no nothing except pre-recorded and Twitter before Elon acquired Twitter and it became X. Learn your history. And it's true. Ever since it changed, hasn't been the same. So anything regarding some book that he wrote to help to help people live long and live healthy and happy and all that, I don't know. I don't know. That sound like him. It doesn't sound like he's living according to whatever he wrote. I didn't read his book. I don't need his book to guide me in life. I have other guides. It's called the Creator, called God, right? And I follow my own spiritual laws. Don't make me better than anybody else, but definitely not gonna subscribe to this dude. You'd be jacked up if you're not careful. Be careful, y'all. Be careful, because somebody like that who give you one message and then years later tells you something extremely opposite, that can cause chaos. That's a conflict. We've seen it already. This year was the year of contradictions for Homeboy. Oh, absolutely. And it's quite unfortunate, to be real. It's quite unfortunate because years back, people were excited, right? 21, you were excited. Okay, cool. The markets were raging. Cool. Oh man, this thing went up. Oh man, not even before it went up 10,000x, the sacrifice was launched. So he capitalized on the euphoria, on the happiness, on the dopamine that was in the community from just the prices of the coin going up. Finally reached a penny in the beginning of 21. So the shit was going up long months before the SAC was launched. Months before. Then he made another mistake, because if it wasn't a mistake, why he deleted this week? He made a mistake by telling Corey Costa, after Corey was like, yo, you're doing another sacrifice after the first two prices are in the shitter? That's absurd. Dude was like, hey, cry fag. Look at what the last two sacrifice launches did for the charts. When I saw that, I was like, oh, damn, see, look at it, because eventually the truth, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You get tired of putting up an act, right? And eventually you get tired of cosplay, pretending to be somebody you're not. You get tired when you hear the truth. See, that's a question that was so gut-wrenching for him, he couldn't handle it. He resorts to name calling because he can't handle these questions. They become too difficult for him. As simple as it is for you to ask, why are you launching a sacrifice when the first two you launched, the prices of those coins have been horrible? And for somebody to respond by insulting you, right, off rip, lets you know you struck a nerve. Because the truth that you just, in the question, the truth is in the question. It hurt him. It hurt him enough to respond that way, where you get all emotional. The intelligence flies out the window, but then you not only get emotional and you hurl an insult, you give back the answer. The answer he gave back was his truth. You got to make the connections, man. Make the connections, people. Corey Costa told him in the post, and I'm paraphrasing, why are you launching? No, like basically, why are you launching another sacrifice when the first two that you launched, prices are in the shitter? That's the truth. It hurt him. He said, cry fag. That was his response. Look at what the previous 2 sacrifice launches have done for the charts in the past. So the truth is, you're trying to reignite, reinvigorate your entire operation because you see it's dead in the water by launching another sacrifice and getting the people money. Not using whatever monies you have or may not even freaking have at this point. Because you want to remain relevant, because right now you're irrelevant. Right now you're failing. Right now RH is losing and has been losing for years. And he cannot deal with that. It's too much to even hear him tell you that he agrees with you and your question. It's too much for him. That'll break him. Can't deal with it. So he's going to play games. He's going to play reverse psychology, right? Throw these stupid games out there to make himself feel better because he knows, and he'll show you. You think it's a joke that he put a meme out there. There's a meme of him diving into a toilet bowl. That he's going to read the comments. He's getting ready to read the comments now, all the comments, and he dives in the toilet bowl. He put himself diving in a toilet bowl, like AI, dive in the toilet bowl. That's what he thinks of himself right now. What goes in the toilet bowl? I mean, y'all can't be, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Folks have to think. People have to think. What many people are doing is showing him who he is. They put up a mirror in their own way by talking and speaking their mind, asking questions, offering criticism, and all this stuff. Because people will say, what's the point in saying all this? Because why are you flooding your bags? Oh my goodness, man. You think it's that easy? You think it's that simple? You think it's all about talking bad about a person and it's just about for the sake of flooding bags? No, the person has done questionable things. The person is behaving like the biggest scammer of 2020. Forget about FTX. Because you talking about some Mashinsky, Duquan, and how they were the worst of worst. 3 hours, 3 Voyager, 3 hours Capital, and all them. They were the worst of the worst scum, scammers. And look, what have you done and been doing? Yourself, sir. You point one finger, always 3 pointed back at you. And at the scale that you're doing this, it's not, is the rules are, it's different. It's different. Because you got all kinds of attention on you. And not the attention you want. Or else, why are you hiding? What kind of leader does what he's doing and does it like that? And just, are you in jail? People want to know if he's even alive. You guilty? Like this, respect your common sense, respect your intuition. If your intuition is causing you to feel something, respect it, honor it, acknowledge it. Because it's when we ignore our intuition, we invite problems into our life unnecessarily. It's when we ignore our intuition, we invariably choose confusion and conflict. Because then when we go through whatever we went through by ignoring our intuition, what happens when things blow up in our face? We'll be like, damn, man, I should have listened to my gut. I had a feeling this wasn't gonna work out. Exactly. Why wait till the shit blow up in your face? Why not acknowledge, oh, wait. Something ain't right. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but something ain't right. Respect that feeling. People don't know how to do that. People don't, especially men, right? We always think about logic. Oh, logic. Oh, it don't make sense. You know, people, make excuses for him. They're like, he's not absent. He didn't abandon the community. What scammer do you know sticks around? These people, they'll tell you these things, and for somebody on the surface, you'll accept it as right face value. You'll be like, oh yeah, you make a good point right there. What scammer would scam and then stick around? The type of scammer that want to keep getting more money from you. The type of scammer that's skillful. The type of scammer that's so clever. You think that scammer is your friend. You think that scammer is your savior. You think that scammer is your giving tree. Like the scammer now that I'm describing needs to now it's going to take him 15 years to prove he's not a scammer. Like he put himself in a hole where he now has to work harder to dig himself out of a hole now. Because 10,000X, that narrative, that's attached to his history, but so is this 4 years of market depression, morale depression, 2.5 years, price suppression on your chain that you launch, and your DEX that and now you want to attach a privacy something. You think after watching it, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You think I'm gonna wait for 3? You could barely get this up off the ground. People say, like you said, all it takes is a couple million, 25 million. Pump your whole thing to Valhalla, but you don't even want to do that. Because everybody knows, 100% people in the know, they're waiting for him to do it. Nobody else is coming to do it. Because no one else likes him. No one else fucks with him. Period. Even Ivan on Tech has had a field day cooking the shit out of Richard Hart and the community. Ivan, who's done streams with this dude, like sees if folks, I'm not saying Ivan is the end all be all either. Ivan, I saw Ivan start from the bottom of streaming, from the beginning day, 2017, streaming. Him and a lot of his peers. Bottom, where he had, less than 50,000 subs. From the bottom. Now he's like, where he's at. Salute to him because he didn't stop. Built his channel, built his popularity. And is comfortable in expressing himself because he just knows what he sees things for what they are. And why can't people do the same? Because they're afraid. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? You listening to Ivan talk about the post, like it's like, yo, wait, it's a sign. Hey, people, wake up. See what's going on here. Do you not see? Like you hurting yourselves, pretending like shit isn't going downhill. They'll look at the pulse chain chart today and be like, yo, this is the best crypto chart you've ever seen in your life. You hear some madness like that come out of the mouths of these people. And that's when come on, bro. Well, you can't fix your face to say something like that, especially the founder himself. He can't fix his face and say that. He used to openly talk about how the Hex chart was the best crypto chart, best chart he's ever seen. Of course you're going to say that. It's your shit. You want to isolate yourself from everybody else. You want to market yourself like you that person, you the guy. Right now, he doesn't seem like he's the guy anymore. Again, what happens to the wallet sacrifice? Somebody told him, yo, stop wasting your time. We need money. Go get the money. Like they're using him as a flunky. He's being used as some kind of flunky. He's not the guy. Richard Hart ain't the guy. He being used as a flunky. He being used as somebody's wet towel, used prophylactic. He's being tossed around like a used condom. And he don't know what to do with himself. Like, it's not good, bro. It's not good. And people already made all kinds of allegations about all these organized crime groups that are after him. All this, like, yo, it's crazy, bro. He already has a sketchy past in South America. Sketchy past, like, yo, son, like, this ain't right. None of this is adding up. Oh, yo, don't worry about the allegations. It's just allegations. It's just allegations. It's just allegations. So if it's just that simple, it's just allegations with Interpol. Why don't you handle it? Since it's just an allegation, handle those allegations. You know how people dismiss? Oh no, that's just fire. That's just a little fire right there. It's not a big deal. That's just a 4-alarm blaze. It's not a big deal. You could just diminish the value of the fact that this shit could kill you. These people are stupid. They play you. They play in the intelligence of the people, man. All them spaces, characters, and people jumping on X's and doing spaces all the time. Not only are they marketing for this ungrateful founder that'll say that the community is ungrateful, that the community is a bunch of idiots. People will stream just to stream. He don't even acknowledge the people who defend him. That's when I start talking about him in a favorable way. Like I said already, a group like Pulse Nation, super maxi of a maxi of a maxi. He don't even know how to defend his own supporters, but will downplay them. You got these talking heads on spaces. Yeah, they got nothing much to offer except entertainment to help you pass the time. That's it. All of them, I've seen them coming up. Like, not many followers, this and that. You turn on the spaces and you talk every day, you're going to garner a following. And that's all it is. And then all of a sudden they become influencers. Nah, miss me with all that, man. And it's all of them. It's just what it is. Don't act like you a thought leader of a thought leader and you're here to clean up shop and present clean truth and help people become financially grounded and fortunate using this system, and that is going to bring untold rewards. Nah. I don't need to hear that from you. This is where it goes back to when they say do your own research and trust your own studies, trust your own research based on the work that you've done. That's where it becomes poignant. That's when it becomes powerful. Stop listening to these people that don't have your interests in mind. They barely know what's going on, man. They know how to joke around. It's a hangout. So hang out. But when it comes to time for you to pull the trigger, none of them are behind you over your shoulders. None of these people on spaces, none of these people that stream all the time, act like they know everything, are right there with you when you're making a decision to buy your crypto. So that's why everything rests on you. But I still have the right to speak my mind about shit I don't like, for example, and everyone else does too. That's that. This ain't it. Best community ever. You mad because the community's clapping back at you. And not for the sake of just want to insult you. They clapping back because not everyone is stupid. Some of us have a brain. Some of us think. Some of us want to win. Like really, some of us want to make money. That's a win. Not lose. Some kind of hero he is. His chain is dead. His chain is dead. Like it's dead. Look at the chart. What would he call it? This was 4 years ago. You see a chart like that. What would he call it? What did he call previous coins and charts that are down 80, 85%? What did he call those? He said those projects were winning. And now when it's happened, and no, he didn't. He said they were garbage. But when it's his project, it's all zoom out. How convenient. When it's his blockchain, it's, oh, I have the best community ever. you guys are so supportive of technology and all this shit. I thought everything was about money. I thought people just are in it for the money. Green candles are the best marketing. What he said? Oh, I heard green candles was the best form of marketing. No, it's not. It's about promoting and all. What are you talking about? And none of the original people that were supposed to be streaming, none of them talk and ask these questions. None of them talk on Twitter. They don't talk on YouTube. They don't talk on no damn spaces. They don't go online and really bring up these things like, yo, this guy once said, people don't care about the technology. They care about the money. This guy once said, the best form of marketing are green candles. Now he switched it up. Why don't they ask that? Oh, because they're afraid of being called cry fag. They're afraid of losing what? Getting out of the favor of people who like them. They're afraid of becoming unpopular. They're afraid of getting blocked by some sack daddy. These people, man, this is what I say. What kind of men do we have here? These people are not men, they're boys. They're men, children. This is what you support? And you got people who tell you, oh no, this tech that he's working on, oh, I could see a bright future for the next few years with the tech. Oh, next few years. You could comfortably say next few years because you launched some shit already and extracted whatever you could extract on chain and behind the scenes. So you comfortable, you got money. So you could talk that next few years talk. You got these people that'll jump on a YouTube and tell you, oh man, oh man, I'm so excited about this privacy sacrifice thing going on. Because think about the changes it'll bring to the industry in the next few years. You comfortable to say that because you grifted already up to this point. You grifted to complement whatever earnings you already got or whatever you do, got money, you grifted off the community already. You launched whatever you launched, right? You launched your own vanity, you launched your own whatever token, you launched your own meme coins, you launched your own operation, you clicked up with this insider group and that insider group and pretend like you're not a part of a weird situation that they call a cabal. You made your networking, this and that, got your money, you got your money. But you didn't do it like a person like myself who dollar cost averaging into death, into a death chain. You didn't do it like that. And maybe I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but you're not speaking for everybody when you're not being fair when people say, yo, this technology he's talking about is groundbreaking. It could bring a lot of changes in the next few years. And then you dismiss talking about the pain that so many people on the chain are feeling today. When you leave that out, that's what shows me what a person's agenda is that's already in the community, and they're the fake thought leaders and key opinion leaders and influencers. When you don't call everything out, you don't speak about the whole situation, that lets me know, oh, you on the take. You are slanted. You are biased. You know what I'm saying? You just have your own agenda. It's about you. One guy came back and said he's good for the next 3-4 years because he did his grifting and pillaging, and it's some of his favorite influencers that you know. Could everybody else who was dollar cost averaging into this chain of death say the same? No, man. Like, share, and subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the young kids say, like the young people say, man. Like, share, and subscribe if you love the real, if you love the raw, indelible truth. It is what it is, man. The truth doesn't discriminate. It just is. It just exists. There's the people that don't like to receive it, like your man RH. As time goes by, somebody used to once say, used to stream, used to say this back in I want to say late 22. They don't stream anymore. But back then when they were streaming, and the person was in the community too. I'm not saying it was as if like they're no longer alive. It's just the person no longer streams anymore. But he used to say Hex was old technology. Old tech, for example, right? And I never forgot that. That's something I never forgot. This guy will tell you he always remember when someone said, you never lose if you don't sell. You never lose if you don't sell. So what is he telling everybody who's already been losing, right? Don't sell. Don't be sell pressure. It's a psyop, dumbass mixed messaging that he's on, right? That's what he does. When I think about what the person said about Hex's old tech, there's some kind of truth to that, because it's becoming old. It is. But there's a thing about everything is becoming old though, right? Each day that goes by, whatever you got going on, ages. That's across the board, not just with Hex, right? Okay, cool. But when I think about how this guy operates, this privacy situation that he's talking about now is not brand new, groundbreaking, revolutionary, nothing. Gandhiji been talking about peer-to-peer index, peer-to-peer network, 2018. Like I said the other day, there were protocols in 2017. Yo, they're privacy coins. This coin, that coin, Pivx coin, what was it? Peer coin, some dark coin. These privacy tokens, man, Zcash, Monero, all these coins already existed. Doing what they did. And imagine what they're doing now. I don't know. I haven't been following those protocols. So I could only imagine what advancement have been made since. So now you talk about peer, OTC, over the counter, this and that, just trying to give you word salad. Like it's something for you to be excited about, this word salad, so you could buy into the word salad. And it's sad because the word salad that he gave us 4 years ago have produced meager results. Unless you launched your own coin, unless you launched your own meme, unless you launched your own paid group, right? Unless you launched your own sacrifice, right? Situation, unless you did something on the chain, right, with a group of people in your own insider exclusive situation to make money off people by rugging them and extracting and not care who gets hurt. Unless that has just been dead in the water, death chain. That's all. No pulse chain, no pulse. It's death. It's RIP. It's flatline. Like, that's all it is. Just works, but that's it. Just there. It's just there. Down and there. Down. Just recently, I'm looking at the chain. The gas fees on Pulse was crazy not too long ago. Maybe like last week. Oh yeah, the gas fees were. Oh, interesting. So if things should ever pump, right? Y'all wanted the world to believe about some S-load. The S-load was introduced on Ethereum to mess up the stakers of Hex on Ethereum. Oh yeah. Sure. Last week, I was looking at some, and I saw the gas fees on that John, and I'm like, wait a minute here. Oh, we got. When prices rage, don't think that you won't have to pay for it. On Pulse. I'm looking at transactions where like, oh no, this is 10x higher than what I normally pay. 10x higher. In a down situation, down. Like this was a week ago. Where we're down, bottom of the bottom, we're in the depths of mud, crud. Things were expensive like all heck. 10x more. 10x easy. Higher, 15x. Oh no, see, this is the grift. So if things ever go above SAC, for example, if it ever reaches all-time high, which is 2.5x, I'm gonna be generous and say 3x for Pulse Chain. Imagine what the fees are gonna look like. And this is another problem, and it is true. It's true. Any pump that happens on PulseX, how do you think the pump will be sustained? He fucked up. People don't like this guy, y'all. He fucked up. And whether you didn't even have to be in the community this long, you didn't have to be as entrenched as I am in it, or anyone else within the last year. Look at the chart. This man has a movie in his likeness, but look at the chart. Right? This man has this community that's just been marketing ever since he launched his first coin. Next month will be 6 years ago. Look at the charts. Does he look like somebody that people like and respect? Crypto wide? No. The chart tells the truth. The blockchains tell what it is. People have already identified him secretly selling his coins. Allegedly secretly selling his coins the whole entire time Pulse has been out. People have already shared that. They put that on the internet, not even in some shadowy backroom DM. No, folks been plastering that right on X, for example. Where they're like, yo, the OA, look at all these numbers. Who could have all this amount of numbers dumping and exiting and buying Ethereum? Leaving Pulse Chain Bridge and going to buy Ethereum, or exiting to Ethereum. Not buy Ethereum, but they sold their whatever on Pulse Chain for an ERC20 and bridged out. Who's doing that? The whole time. Critical analysis is a thing, man. Critical thinking is a thing. And I'm not even critical with it. I'm just talking. I'm just talking, y'all. I didn't put any like effort. I'm not studying, going really, really like clamping down, getting really into the nitty gritty. No, this is me free flowing, freestyling, talking with the people. Imagine if I really decided to say, you know what, let me really focus on this guy, right? Concentrate on what's been going on this chain. It would be ugly. It would be ugly. I don't do edited videos like I used to anymore. But the edited videos I did, I'd spend a little time. I'll do some exposing, this and that, make some connections here and there. I call them crypto nori doors. Call people out on certain things that they did that didn't make sense, certain situations, connect the dots, bring history, and say blah, 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 blah. And that's just me having fun. Imagine if I took this serious. Huh? Other people do this. They do this way more involved than I do. Way more involved. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. It's a major problem that we have right now, folks. Pulse Chain is not looking good. It's not doing good, and not for the foreseeable future anyway. Because again, like I said just now, what pump is going to withstand anything? This thing go up to sacrifice price? You don't think people are going to sell? It won't be sustainable. Like, no pump is going to be sustainable. Prove me wrong. He won't be able to hold it because of the situation and the state of affairs of how everything has been up to this point. Think about it. Like, look at it for what it is. I'm not trying to be negative for the sake of being negative. No, I'm trying to be real. Not even trying. I'm just offering the truth. I'm offering what's real. I'm offering what you can see. You inject $25 million to pump the thing to whatever. You don't think people are going to sell? Because for you to see 50x, 100x, 1,000x, 2,000x, and for that to be sustained, guess what? Folks would have to not sell. Folks would have to hold on, right? because they thinking they didn't hit their number yet, right? They would basically have to just hold on to. They are not gonna do that, and this is where we are. This is where we are. It's bad. It's nasty work. And then this guy talk about a sacrifice. What has been his trend with sacrifice? How long did you have to wait for the sacrifice to really become something that you had no expectations of even waiting? You weren't even supposed to expect shit from it. You were supposed to just sacrifice for freedom of speech and freedom of assembly and expect nothing. And now you're supposed to do a sacrifice for no middleman. He's the biggest middleman on his fucking chain. And expect nothing again. The games that people play and people fall for. It's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You have no idea of what's going to be anything. You don't have any. No one has any idea. You're gonna launch a sacrifice so they could cover you for the next bear market. That's what he's doing. That shit. Lifeline to cover him for the. I'm talking about. I could only imagine what the next couple years like of nasty, incredulous feedback that he's gonna get from people. The criticism, I'm telling you, it's gonna be nasty for him. So he's just putting this out there to cover, give him a lifeline. Like, yeah, this is a sacrifice. Yeah, proof technology, privacy, launch. It's gonna cover us in the bear market. Stop crying. Stop crying. Yeah, bear market, because he knows he failed. You launched your blockchain during a bear market already. So you mean to tell me you entered a bull your chain and your DEX and your the coin that you're supposed to have made to be the home for the chain? Hex is supposed to be made for Pulse Chain was supposed to be made for Hex. Some of these diehard Hexicans believe that. So Pulse Chain, Hex, this incentive coin, Pulse X, and even let's throw in the ERC20, right? All on your home chain, all on your own chain. You mean to tell me no gains were produced during a bull? And so it's now going to be back to a bear? And you call that a win? You call that a win? Right. Good people. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Be strong, be vigilant, be well and healthy. And think critically. Peace.